Hey guys, how's it going? It's Chris here. Welcome to another achievement review. Today, we're going to be talking about Mitsurugi Kamui Hikae, and I apologize for any mispronunciations. I'm pretty sure I got all that right. I am a grade B weeaboo, so I think I'll be okay with that. And basically, this is a game about a couple of anime girls hack and slashing the way through some ninja-looking Power Rangers and fighting some bosses, and then settling their rivalry, I guess. I don't really know. It's not really a strong story game. It gives you a pretty basic outline, a little bit of character history, and just enough for you to go off with and have like it gives you a pathway to walk on, basically. But that's really it. There's no straying paths, there's no scenery, there's no roses along the side of the bricks. It's just a path to walk on, and then you play the game. The game itself is an arena hack and slash, like I said, with anime girls. And graphically, I enjoyed the graphic style, though it's a bit dated now on the Xbox One. And while the game did come out in 2016, it's a little over 3.5 years old, so the graphics don't exactly look dated. But compared to some of the indie games that are coming out now, it definitely could be better, but there's nothing to complain about with the graphics, as you can clearly see. The game itself only costs about $12, and I don't recall ever seeing it go on sale very often, maybe once or twice, but $12 is a pretty good deal considering the amount of achievements you can get pretty easily right off the bat in just a couple of hours. Accompanied with the fact that the game itself is stylistically pleasing and also just pretty fun to play. Speaking of achievements, that's what this video is about, and there are 33 total achievements, of which I personally have about 31. I'm only missing 2 achievements, and that is difficulty-based achievements, which we're going to get into very soon. But for now, based on that alone, I'm giving the game itself about a 7 out of 10 for completion difficulty, and I'm going to explain more on that, where these last 2 achievements are fairly difficult, the rest of them aren't, but the time to complete itself is only estimated at about 20 hours, and for me, since I have 31 out of 33, which only equals 820 because both of the remaining achievements are 90 gamer score each, I've only played it for about 10 hours and 15 minutes according to True Achievements. So in only 10 hours, which is how long it took me to complete Max and the Curse of Brotherhood, for comparison, because that's a pretty easy game with a lot more going on. In 10 hours, I was able to accumulate all the upgrades, collecting a bunch of the experience points, using all the abilities, performing accumulative moves, defeating 1,000 enemies, even clearing hard difficulty. You can do all that in like roughly 10 hours. And as far as the other achievements, where it comes to resources, guides, and everything, walkthroughs for you guys, there's really not much in the sense of walkthroughs, because it is an arena. As you can see by the gameplay, you're confined to an arena, and you're just killing dudes as they're spawning per level, and then you deal with a boss at the end of each level. So most of the achievements don't need a guide. Most of the achievements are purchase these abilities, or get kills with these abilities, kill 1,000 enemies, complete easy, normal, hard, very hard, and inferno difficulty. It just basically, buying stuff from the shop and whatever have you. There's really nothing that you need a guide for outside of telling you tips and tricks on how to beat the game on the harder difficulties. Now, most of these difficulties, once you get higher up, require you to basically use 1 or 2 moves, and the enemies they have a very big health pool, and also difficulties don't stack, so you have to beat the game a total of 5 times. But again, I've beaten the game 4 times, 3 times, easy, normal, and hard. I've beaten those 3 difficulties in less than 10 hours, obviously, and then went back and had to grind other achievements, so that's not the hard part. But my overall opinion about this game and why I think it's worth picking up and playing is, first of all, 10 hours, 800 gamer score, not bad, pretty fun game. The game itself, like I'm saying, the game is fun. It has a very small learning curve at the beginning. I actually have a video on this channel that I'll link in the description and at the end of this video, where you're going to experience me playing it for the first time back in the day on my old channel. You're going to experience me playing for the first time and kind of getting the ropes of how it works and unlocking my first few achievements, skipping the tutorial and kind of figuring it out on my own. And you can see that there is a learning curve, but it's really not that difficult. Once you understand the mechanics after maybe 30 minutes to an hour, given it up to an hour of gameplay, you'll understand the mechanics, and after that, it'll just be like, okay, I got it. After you do understand the mechanics, though, it does get a little bit repetitive, but it's still fun because the moves are fun to use. The style is very interesting. Overall, it makes you feel like you're playing as a very watered-down version of Virgil from Devil May Cry, if that's anything to compare it to. And then once you understand the abilities and you keep going, the game is still pretty interesting, but it still gets very repetitive once you start slogging your way through all the bosses and all the enemies, and you deal with the gauntlets and gauntlets of enemies and bosses, and it gets repetitive, but it still maintains a bit of fun. And that's really it for my opinion of the game. I do think it's worth picking up. I do think for the price, it's worth it. If it was $30, I'd say this game would have to be, wait till it goes on sale, but it's not. It's $12. Pretty good. I think it's worth getting. And you can definitely complete the game. Though I haven't done it, I do think I am going to go and do it someday. I'm not going to promise anything to myself or to you, but one day I might go back and complete this game because, like I said, it's just kind of tedious. It's once you have to, fight these guys with their insane health pool, and then you realize that these are only the grunts, and you still have to face the boss, and they do so much damage, you do so little damage. It gets to be kind of a tedious grind fest at that point, but I think if I was able to complete the game in 20 hours. I think most people could complete this game in 20 to 25 hours if you're committed enough. But for the casuals like me, for the dirty, filthy casual that I am, 10 hours for 800 gamer score I think is still worth a buy. It's still worth picking up, especially if it goes on sale. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Later.
Yeah!